when we are not listening to the winds and the weather patterns and what they need from us. We just think it's just with one another that we have to listen. It loads so much pressure on our human relationships, so much pressure that they are very brittle and continually break over and again. And not just our community relationships, but even our international relationships.
Okay, because we devote too much attention to humanity and only to humanity.
Not because we devote too much attention to it, but because we don't, because our human relationships are not nested within and nourished by the relationships all of us are already carrying on with the wind and the air. And after all, we're all breathing. And yet we just take it completely for granted. It's just, the air is here, so we breathe. We don't respect it. We don't notice what a magic this is. We don't notice that in walking on the ground is actively supporting us in everything as we go through our days. And so we don't have this attitude of gratitude toward the ground itself, which everyone in our community could be having, so that our human relationships are not held, nested within and nourished by all of these more than human relationships, which would make our human relationships so much more fluid. I wouldn't need so much from you if I also felt like I'm being supported by the ground underfoot. I wouldn't need to turn to you and say, I need your support. Man, come on, why aren't you supporting? Do you see what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So it loads too much into our human relationships. It's not that we're paying too much attention to ourselves and to our interhuman relationships. It's that we're not also drawing nourishment from all of these other wider, some of them much larger relationships, like with the air, with the water, with the ground, with the sunlight, with the mountain, with the rivers, with the oceans. When we are practicing relation with these other beings and noticing how much they are informing our lives, then we don't need nearly so much from one another. And we don't demand so much from one another that we think I'm supposed to provide this to my wife or to my husband or to my partner. I have to provide all of this nourishment. No, that's nonsense. The nourishment is from being alive inside a world that is itself alive. And then we can dance with one another much more easily. I hope you follow that.
Thank you very much, David Abram. It was a great moment. Thank you very much.